According to my calculations, after that barrage of the unforgettable in episode 295, this must be episode 296 of Fine Music, and the venerable Murray Thomas will lead.
Okay. So as I've been doing these, I'm usually trying to look for some band that I, don't think most people have ever heard of, or some musician. And there have been a few that I haven't done because I thought they were too well known until I start talking to people outside of my circle, and they're like, "No, I never heard of them." What? So this is a band that's very popular among, like I say, among a number of my friends, but probably are not as nearly as well known as they should be, and that is Warpaint. Warpaint is 4 women from LA. They've been around for looks like almost 20 years now. They have 4 albums out. Just the basic drums, guitar, bass, vocals. But what really strikes me about them is they're really big on harmonizing. And not just harmonizing their vocals, but they like harmonize their guitars. So their guitars have the sort of playing off each other that vocal harmonies can do. So they're very interesting that way. It's fairly mellow, but not, I don't know, kind of spacey, kind of mellow, but they definitely get a good beat going. It's not like, it's not ambient music by any means, even though it's maybe a little fringe to that. But and they also, they're really tight. I mean, the 4 women have been together. It's been the same 4 women for most of their 20 years, and so there are several videos online. One of which is, I think it's Beatles and Jam, where you can look that up, where they really just get this tight jam going at the end, and you can watch in the video how they're making eye contact with each other to keep the jam going and make sure they're in tune with each other. So they have 4 albums out. They put out an EP called Exquisite Corpse, and there's a couple albums I don't remember the names of, but they have one called Warpaint. This one I have here is Heads Up. And then their most recent one is, if I can just do a quick reference here, Radiate Like This. That's what their most recent album is. That came out last year. They had one semi-hit, which is off of Heads Up, called New Song, which was getting a lot of airplay, at least on alternative stations and such, back in about 2016, 2015, because it was playing around before I left LA. But they're really tight. They're very, like I say, there's the interplay between them that really makes it work. And that's about what I have to say. They're definitely worth checking out. And they're not too hard to find. They have a lot of videos on, and like I say, a lot of people do know about them, but it seems like not. There are plenty of people who don't. Because when I was out on my road trip, I was turned a few people onto them. They're like, "Oh, we never heard of these," and they just fell in love with them. So that's my recommendation for today. Warpaint.
I'd never heard of them. Are the former members of other bands that you know of?
No.
Okay, interesting.
No,
I'd never heard of them.
Yeah, well, they're
cool.
They're an LA band, like I say, and they're just really, really tight, working together both on the instruments and the vocals and singing. I don't know, just singing about life.
Thank you, Murray. I'm gonna check them out. They sound intriguing.
Me too.
Cool.